Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of WWE Mat Chat. It's good to be back on a beautiful Monday, August the 26th. For those out there, of course, who may not be familiar, feel free to join the WWE subreddit for all the breaking and exciting WWE discussion. And of course, thanks to our friends at Ascendant for the Doomsday Machine soundtrack, which you may notice is what plays in the podcast and plays out each episode. So a special thank you to them. So this week, of course, we've got a lot to recap. We'll be recapping WWE Raw, of course, SmackDown, minor shows including Speed, Main Event, and Level Up. And of course, we'll be recapping NXT. And we do have some other, light news in the world of sports entertainment and the like. But of course, I would be remiss if we didn't start off by paying tribute to Sid Udy, many know as Sid Vicious. He passed away here earlier today. I think this came out at 1:31 p.m. Not sure when he actually passed away, but he had a battle with cancer over the years. Major talent in WWE. Of course, I remember watching him a lot in WCW. So we wanted to go ahead and do a special tribute to Sid Vicious and send our well wishes out to his family. Fond memories there. So before we get into the show, I know it's kind of related, but not really related, but I wanted to throw this in there. Of course, there was an AEW event this weekend, and relevant to WWE because we saw a lot of WWE related stories. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
I guess we know now we're not getting Ricochet.
Yeah, I think we knew that all along, but I think it's great to see Nigel back in the ring. That was one of the highlights of the night. If definitely would have been the highlight if Bryan didn't win the championship, I think.
I know. I think my favorite part was all the people that were getting confused about Jamie Hayter, and they were calling her like Timu Becky Lynch because everyone was expecting Becky Lynch to show up.
Yeah, what'd you think about them putting it on the 0 Hour show? I thought that was a little weird placement myself.
Yeah, kind of strange. I was excited to see Ricochet though. He's been underused in WWE, so I mean, if he can go on and do something somewhere else, he's super talented. So, that's good for him. I don't think they're going to do much with him. He'll probably be mid-card at best, maybe win a championship, but I mean, good for him moving on and doing something if they won't use him here.
Yeah. Definitely see him go against Will Ospreay at some point for that international championship, I'm sure, before he drops the belt to maybe someone like Danny Garcia, now that we know we don't know that he's re-signed, but with him showing up at All In, I think that pretty much insinuates that he's re-signing with AEW.
Yeah. So, I think, with Becky Lynch, with her contract being up, this would have been the perfect time for her to show up. I think that may put a nail in that rumor mill that she's going to AEW. I didn't think she was going to anyway, but people are going to talk. I didn't expect it though. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah, I saw a weird story from, I believe it was Yahoo. I saw a weird story from Yahoo the other day, and it said that she still had like 2 months on her contract, and I don't know how like reputable the story was, but I thought the contract expired back on June 1st.
Yeah, it was up. Like she even posted about it. Like I can't remember where it was.
That's what I thought too. So I was sort of weird.
Where was that? She made a post somewhere about it, but yeah, that's right. She's out. She's done.
Yeah, because
something about I was the man, now I'm going to be the mom, or something like that.
That was after the documentary, I believe. But I was Googling her name the day before to see if there were any rumors and stuff, and that popped up as one of the first things. And I found that weird that they said that there was 2 months left on it when we all thought it was up after she dropped the title at King and Queen of the Ring.
Yeah. Let's see. June 1st was when she became a free agent. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure she'll be back in WWE. Like, probably just going to take some time off. I mean, sure, why not? Her return wasn't that exciting though. Like she came back after having the kid and was around for a little while and then left again. Like I was just thinking about that. Kind of didn't do very much.
Yeah, and then on top of it, when she had a return too, she got her belt back the same night at WrestleMania, correct?
Yeah.
That's
So I mean, at least she got a championship for a bit. So I mean, that's a nice like, hey, welcome back, and then we're gonna part with you. Bye.
Yeah.
So
good show yesterday though. I thought overall very good pay-per-view they put on.
Yeah, I wanted to cover some of that. I know not really super related, but I was wondering where Ricochet was going to end up, but I think it was pretty inevitable he's going to end up there. Daniel Bryan surprised me because he was saying for like a while that he didn't want a world championship, so that was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, but after he put the tag belts there on Sting before he retired, I think Tony Khan, he knows that they're humble men, both Bryan and Sting, but he's gonna put a championship on them regardless because he wants to. And I'm sure Bryan will drop the title before what's the one coming up in Washington? I think it's Wrestle Dream maybe coming up in Tacoma, Washington.
Like
he could give it back to Swerve, or I heard Darby might have a championship run coming up, even though he's got an opportunity at Grand Slam next month. So I don't think it'll be a long run, but I think we'll get some great matches as we always do from Bryan.
And of course, Sting showing that retirement doesn't last very long.
Yeah, but retired from in-ring competition. It's not like he was in a match. He just came out, did a quick appearance to save Darby. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I saw some people joking about that online, and I was like, well, I mean, look at the Undertaker's retired, but he showed up and helped Cody win the title. Doesn't mean he's not retired.
Yeah, same thing with John Cena. I'm sure we'll see him come back and do something similar after he retires, even if it is not a bell-to-bell match.
Oh, he'll be hosting stuff and like doing all kinds of stuff. You know how that goes. I'm ready for his return, though. I'm super stoked about it.
Yeah. I was going to say we should be getting it pretty soon because we're getting pretty close to we're a couple months away from starting to build up to the Royal Rumble, and he said this will be his last one, so I don't think he'll just make a surprise appearance, and there'll be some story built up going into that.
That was what I was curious about because they were saying 2025 will be his last year, so I was kind of wondering if like he'll pop up at the Rumble and go to the end of the year, or if they'll build a story to the Rumble, which would be cool. Because, if he shows up in the Rumble, it's kind of like one of those cheap pops, like the Hurricane being in it. It's just like, what's the point? Yeah.
It was like Cody when he won it back when I think they were in San Antonio 2 years ago. We all knew Cody was returning for it. That spoiled the moment. Yeah. They should not have announced Cody was returning. He comes back and surprise wins the Rumble. That would have been a much better moment. I just don't see why you'd put John Cena in that match when he's already announced that this will be his last Rumble.
Yeah, everybody knew Cody was going to win that Rumble. Like, that was inevitable. Like, the betting markets were just nuts for that. Like, nobody had expected any other outcome.
Same thing happened this year with Bayley. She was going, I think she was minus 1,000, if I remember correctly, going into the Rumble this year.
Some of them are super predictable. I'm pretty sure John Cena's betting odds for the Rumble are going to be nuts.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll
see that.
Did you see that they ran Gunther and Dragunov at a house show?
Oh, where in the Netherlands over the weekend?
Yeah, I think it was like one of those shows over the weekend. They ran that at the house show.
Yeah, because I know they sent a lot of the SmackDown guys over, so I wonder if we'll see him on Raw tonight because I know they're in Providence tonight on the East Coast, but it's not. That's still a quick fight to turn over that quick with the time change.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man, I'm ready for the match. Like, I'm so excited about it.
Yeah. Sort of surprised that Dragunov isn't on the Bash in Berlin card also.
I know, isn't that? Yeah, that's so weird. You would expect that was the match I expected for Bash in Berlin. Like, I thought it was going to be Gunther and Dragunov, but I guess they're going to make us wait for that one. I think they're going to make us work for it. Like, it's not gonna be an easy one. They're gonna make us legit wait this thing out, and they're gonna make us sweat for it. And then when we finally have waited long enough, they'll be like, okay, you guys can have this match. It'll be like WrestleMania 800 when we finally get Gunther and Dragon.
WrestleMania at Wembley.
We just we good timing. We just did a quick rundown of the exciting things we saw at the AEW show this weekend. We're about to fire into Raw. Did that? What'd you think about it?
I loved, Ricochet's debut was really good. I was surprised to see Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah.
I kind of was like, holy crap, because I used to watch him back in Ring of Honor like years ago. The women's division in AEW still needs work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems internally, and it's showing on the product. I think they need to get that sorted out. And after that, I think they'll have a much more solid division.
But they have Timu Becky Lynch back.
They do. My friend sent me a picture. He doesn't watch AEW, but he sent me a picture. He's like, oh my God, I almost marked out. I thought that was Becky Lynch. I was talking to a friend of mine, and like Ricochet came out. I was like, AEW, where the one person can wrestle. But Daniel Bryan, that match with Swerve was better than I anticipated, and glad he gets the chance to hold the title.
Yeah, it's good to see him with it. He's one of those, like, he'll be one of the all-time greats that will always be discussed, like for the Yes movement, but also like his in-ring ability. I mean, he's Mount Rushmore of everything else, I guess you would say.
I don't get AEW. I don't know if you guys discussed it already, but just about an hour and a half ago, rest in peace to Sid Vicious.
Yeah, I started that off at the beginning. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I remember a lot of the WCW. Sid Vicious was probably my favorite of his work. Like, really, really good talent. Yeah, he had a cancer. He went young, like he was in his 60s.
One of my favorite WrestleMania moments ever was WrestleMania 8 when Hogan and Sid Vicious or Sid Justice were wrestling in the main event, and the Ultimate Warrior came back. Man, I freaking love that. I had it on VHS and I used to watch it, I swear, like once a week when I was a kid.
I was a big Warrior fan. Like, I had so many, like I had the bendies, I had the tassels that I would wear to school. Like, a lot of my friends were Hogan fans, but I was more of like a Macho and a Warrior fan. Like, I liked them so much more than Hogan. Even though Hogan was super over.
I must have had some intuition as a kid because I didn't like Hogan ever.
Oh man. Oh, Hogan. What is he doing? But yeah, we hadn't done any of the shows yet, so you got good timing. We were just about to start into Raw. Side note, tonight's Raw is Uncle Howdy's in-ring new debut, I believe.
Yep. Surprising. They're doing it on Raw and not at Bash in Berlin.
Isn't that? Yeah, that's interesting.
Very small venue too.
I've watched a lot of, I remember a lot of Bo Dallas's matches. I'm curious if he's going to tweak his in-ring style any, or if it's like because I'm sure he's been practicing. He's been out of the ring for a while. He's getting ready for a return. Like, I'm curious if he's kind of like had to retrain his style, so it'd be kind of a different character. That's going to be really cool to see.
Yeah, I think his in-ring work has always been very good. So if he tunes it with some new moves to have when he has like maybe the Uncle Howdy persona as opposed to the Bo Dallas persona, I think that would be awesome. But just keep the good stuff you were doing before, because even though you were in the mid card and sort of jobbing out at points, you were still very, very talented inside the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing, am I wrong for as soon as he's not at Bash in Berlin? I was like, so who in the Wyatt Six can't get into Germany? It seems like that's the thing lately is people can't get into a country, so they just don't have them on the pay-per-view.
Are there any Jews? Oh, wait, they don't do that anymore. Okay, good.
Nope. Oh, and we got canceled. You guys have a good day.
That's okay. I'll defend you guys, as I always do against cancel culture.
I was trying to think of any reason Germany wouldn't let anybody in, but I was like, wait, it's not 1945. They're good.
Yep, they're
good. So last week on Raw, a pretty decent show. Sheamus defeating Pete Dunne, Ivy Nile, and Maxine Dupree in a no contest. The New Day and the returning Odyssey Jones defeating the Final Testament. No DQ, Bronson Reed defeating The Miz. Women's tag match, the Unholy Union defeating Damage Control and Pure Fusion Collective, and Randy Orton defeating Ludwig Kaiser. tapped out show, like really good stuff.
Pete Dunne had a busy week. He was on Raw, then he was on NXT. It was like, good Lord.
Yeah, he's I'm just glad he's not Butch anymore. Seeing his name Pete Dunne just tells me that the Vince McMahon era is over. It just makes me so happy.
That whole feud with Sheamus, though, over the name Butch, I did not buy into. I think they just had to put Sheamus into something.
Yeah. What else was he going to do?
TV. So they went that route, which to me just was weak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much better approach, I thought, would have been to just use that he abandoned him, because he abandoned Ridge Holland and Butch, the Brawling Brutes, there for a good year before they broke up, if not a few months.
Yeah. I'd like to see Sheamus just put in the IC title picture, because I mean, inevitably it's going to end up there somewhere. So find some way to work that story in. Him and Braun Breaker, just meaty men slapping meat, like that'd be some good matches.
Yeah, it really would be.
We'll probably wait till WrestleMania, because they'll make that a big moment to have him become a Grand Slam champion, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's got to be. It'll be good for him. I've liked his personality since he's came back. Like, he's been super, I don't know if it's like chill, but like he has a whole different vibe to him. He's just like, whatever. Like, I like what he's doing.
Yeah, very laid back.
Yeah. He's just, I think after Drew making fun of him and like beating him down over the burger thing, like he's been like, I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
I like to eat. It's all good. And so the New Day story trickling onward.
Yep.
We're getting there. It's coming.
I don't know where they're going with it. I mean, yeah, I know New Day's going to break up. Yay.
It's going to happen. Yeah.
But Odyssey, I don't buy into Odyssey Jones with Kofi Kingston yet. And I could see Kofi and Xavier feuding, but then that leaves Odyssey Jones again on the sidelines. What is he going to do? Is Big E going to come back and side with Woods and feud with Odyssey Jones?
He could reunite them, though, too.
Yeah, he could. But like, there's a couple different angles, but it's just I still don't buy into Odyssey Jones being there.
Yeah, I feel like they just had to put him somewhere because he's been on the sidelines for so long, and they're like, black guys. Like, it seems like that's what they do. It's like anytime there's a Mexican wrestler that comes in, they're like, Mexican guys, LWO.
Legado.
Or Legado. Yeah.
Legado, yep.
Or Judgment Day almost felt like it was kind of becoming a Mexican stable. He's Dominican. He's
Dominican.
PR.
It's Latino,
he's Dominican?
Yeah. Latino.
Yeah, he's Puerto Rican, Damien.
Damien's Puerto Rican, and Carlito is Dominican or Puerto Rican?
No, he's Puerto Rican too, because his dad ran the promotion over there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And remember, the Shining Stars come to Puerto Rico.
Yep. So it's just.
And Dom's from, I think they're from like California or something.
Yeah, it's around San Diego someplace. I don't know exactly where.
He's a California Mexican.
And I'm still not sold on the Final Testament either. Karrion Kross, I've never really liked him. And then AOP, but then they got what's his face that hasn't been relevant since the Legion of Doom in 1992.
Paul Ellering.
Yeah,
he's the best. I love him so much. He's such a good mouthpiece. I love him. But yeah, Final Testament and Kross was. It's just a shame because in NXT, Kross was so over, and like I don't know how he is just flopped on the main roster. Like I don't get it.
One thing is too is, do you guys think they'll even break the New Day up? Will this just be another case of us teasing teams that don't get broken up? Because we've seen a lot of that this year.
I think it's going to happen because it's been alluded to for so many years, and people have like been talking about it, and like. Can you think of a tag team on the roster that's been together as long as or longer than the New Day? Like I can't.
Other than the Usos, or the Usos aren't even together anymore. That's right.
No, they split them up.
Yeah,
I can't think of any.
I always still picture them being together. But
so I mean, there's no reason to keep them together if they're trying to build a new tag team division. Like split them up. You know,
they could turn.
I'd like to see Xavier with a singles title though.
Yeah, but they could turn the New Day heel again. Xavier Woods, starts getting all pissed off at Kofi. Kofi turns around and says, "You know what? You're my brother," and attacks Odyssey Jones.
Ooh, okay.
And it's like, "You're not breaking up my family," type thing. That was.
I'm down.
Definitely an angle for sure.
And then we get the Final Testament breakup. Karrion Kross goes his way, AOP goes his way, and freaking Paul Ellering goes back to Judas Priest.
What about Scarlett?
She can go back to OnlyFans.
Does she have one? Wait,
she
what?
Did. She did.
Oh.
They can't, not in WWE.
They don't let him in WWE. That's why Mandy Rose got fired because she wouldn't stop posting. It wasn't OnlyFans, but she had a Fansly site or something. That
she was probably making more money doing that.
She does now, and that's why she hasn't even gotten into negotiations to go anywhere else.
Yeah, like if I was an attractive female, you bet your bottom dollar.
Make the money while you can before you start getting older.
I mean, if it's either that or make a witty line on a internet video about your oral sexual abilities and get famous.
I don't get how that took off. I'm still dumbfounded.
I'm dumbfounded too, but I give her credit for how she built her brand off of that one video. Like, I saw a video of her. She was like, "You know what? Everyone says I got my 15 minutes." She's like, "If I'm going to only have 15 minutes, I'm going to do a good thing." And she went out and spent thousands of dollars at PetSmart and brought it all and donated it to a dog shelter or a cat, animal shelter. So she's doing the right thing, and I give her credit for it. But wow, she did.
I saw a meme. It was a picture of a guy. He's like, me driving to my minimum wage job and remembering that a girl who said Hawk Tua on an internet video is worth millions.
Yep.
That's all power to her.
Yep. You can't hate people for, coming into money,
No, good for her, but it's not
exactly
for me.
Yeah, good for her, but I just can't believe that many people got amused by it. That's all.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like the internet had never heard that was a thing that people were doing.
Yeah.
They got surprised.
Oh, that's a thing?
One thing before we go off of Raw, I want to mention is, how do we feel about this strap match coming up between Punk and McIntyre? I
love strap matches. I'm all for it.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But because they did a shit ton of those in AEW. But I was, as soon as he took the belt off a few weeks ago and he held it, I was like, they're gonna do a strap match.
Yeah.
And it's old school rules too, touching each of the four corners, which I love. I think that's awesome that we're going back to old school stuff with that.
I wonder if they're gonna use Dusty's.
I was gonna say, going back to like Dusty and stuff, because when they were doing them in AEW, it was just like a regular match, but they were strapped together, and so
a lot of people thought they might do a dog collar match because of Larry, but I don't think that's up WWE's alley, unfortunately.
Braun Breaker needs the dog collar match.
But who would he wrestle?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Road Dogg? No, just take him off commentary on main event.
I
don't know.
I can't think of anybody. Yeah.
I can't think of anyone else, really.
Him and Braun Strowman in a dog collar match.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the inevitable feud between the Brawns and the Braun and Braun son.
I want to see
triple threat match.
Yeah, I was just about to say I want to see that triple threat match.
They got to do it at some point. Ugh. One of these days, Goldberg's going to show up in the Casino Battle Royale match.
Ugh.
It's going to happen.
Who's he going to hurt?
Oh. Are any of the Hearts still around?
No.
Julia. That's it.
Julia.
Oh, no. Never mind.
Real Hearts. Not fake ones. But
Bret Hart will be the special announcer.
I saw him at a house, or not a house show, an indie show a couple years ago, and like they just sat him next to ringside. He couldn't even get in the ring. They had to help him. He was out there with FTR.
Oh, wow.
What a shock.
Yeah. They had to help him into the ring. He couldn't, he just had to sit in a folding chair the whole match at ringside.
Every time I think of Bret Hart, all I can think of now is when he was doing the Hall of Fame thing, with the crazy fan. That was the nuttiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I was like, what is wrong? How does this even happen?
Tim.
Yeah, it's like, how does that even happen?
Yeah. It's like, who let that guy in?
Crazy. So
I like
NXT.
the customized T-shirt, by the way, Chad.
Oh yeah, my website. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll be selling those. So NXT, do you guys believe in Joe Hendry?
Of course, always
Yeah,
have.
always
will.
Do you think they're gonna give him the belt? Like, do you see it happening at No Mercy?
They could. I'm a strong proponent for it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if they would give it to somebody non-NXT related, but he has a deal with WWE right now signed. So
how long is it? Do you know offhand?
No. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, because I think all signs are pointing towards him winning it, but the one thing that makes me have sort of hold my thought on it is because he's still with TNA, and unless they're gonna put the I believe it is the X Division Championship on Riley Osborne and do a trade there coming up at Emergence, I don't really see it happening.
I know he said he's got some time left in TNA. It's not like it's going to end tomorrow, so he's still got a little bit of time. But I think as long as his deal's going with WWE and TNA, I think that his popularity, it might be an open-ended thing where they're like, we want to keep you on the books as long as we can.
Yeah. Even if they give him a short run, I mean, and then he drops it back to Ethan Page, that'd be fine.
When's the next TNA pay-per-view?
Friday. Yeah, Friday, I think.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah, Emergence, I believe.
Yeah.
I thought it was after No Mercy.
The next one is August 30th. Yeah, in Louisville. Yeah, Emergence. Let's see the card. It is... Oh man, that's a good looking card. Oh, this is the one with the Iron Man match. Yep. With Nick Nemeth and Josh Alexander.
And Ultimate X.
Ooh, Kushida versus Kazarian. I like it. Did y'all see, before we get into NXT, did y'all see the recent Matt Cardona?
Yep.
I think it was a couple days ago that he wants to end in WWE. He feels like I think right now in summer 2024, being released from WWE for 4 years, I honestly feel like I'm closer to the WWE world title than I was when I worked with WWE. I've been saying it forever. I'm ready. I'm ready for him to come back, and he wants to do it as Matt Cardona. So,
yeah,
it's better name, I think, than Zack Ryder.
I bet Triple H would give him a shot. I mean, he's pretty well known on the Indies, and I think it could happen.
They're going to keep a closer eye on him now that he's with TNA too.
Mm-hmm.
So
some good,
because he's got that sign this contract or go to jail.
What do you think about that Deathmatch King jacket that he's been wearing?
I should have saved that.
Yep.
I should have pulled that in here. I love his swag, man.
Isn't it Dory Funk the Deathmatch King because he did a deathmatch at 80 years old in the exploding ring?
Mm-hmm.
He's not the first guy that comes to mind when I think of Deathmatch King. He's really not even the first 5.
No. I can definitely think of Mick Foley would be number 1 for me. I mean, I wouldn't think of anyone. Mick Foley would definitely be number 1. I have to make a list. We should do that. That'd be a good spin-off one. I'm adding that to our list.
I was gonna say, if we have a Bash in Berlin preview coming up later this week, if we do that, we can always throw that in too.
I like it. Okay, I'm gonna brainstorm. Okay, so on to NXT. If Fraxiom win, they get a tag team championship match. Of course, they won, so they get a shot at No Mercy, number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. I'm sorry. Parker eliminates let's go down the line. Parker defeated Sol Ruka, Ren Sinclair, Adriana Rizzo, Brinley Reese, and Kendall Gray. So Ruka eliminates Rizzo, Gray eliminates Reese, Parker eliminates Gray, Ruka eliminates Sinclair, Parker eliminates Ruka. Hank Walker and Tank Ledger defeated the OC. Well, I guess they're back to being jobbers again. Ashante Adonis defeated Dion Lennox, and Joe Hendry defeated Wesley and Pete Dunne. Again, Pete Dunne putting in the work this week.
Yep.
Sorry about Sol Ruka.
I still don't understand how you win a match knocking someone out with a fucking pillow.
I don't. Yeah.
There was a championship in it.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that part. I just thought I must have turned my head or something because I didn't even notice that. I just at the end saw her hit her with a pillow and was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, no, they pulled the North American title or women's North American title out of the belt.
Okay.
Honestly, I've been getting into Ren Sinclair, so I'm getting more on board there. But out of that match, yeah, I thought I was pulling for Sol Ruka. I thought it was time, but I mean, despite the fact she keeps missing these opportunities, so maybe she'll be in the main title picture at some point.
Hopefully, they got to do something with her.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm writing a strongly worded email.
Yeah.
So they got to get her in before Julia and Stephanie Vaquer show up, which will be coming in October, I believe, whenever NXT goes on to CW.
I wonder if is it Julia whose last match in Japan was on the 18th last week, so she could show up at No Mercy.
Yeah, that could happen too. Sure.
I think the ultimate will be the triple threat, of course, with those two and Thick Mama Pump. That's what's inevitable. It's coming. So yeah, I was pretty sure Joe Hendry winning was inevitable. Like, I think everybody saw that one coming.
I like Trick helping him.
Yeah,
that was pretty. The ending to that match was really good. I liked how they got Ethan Page involved and Trick Williams involved. It was a good match, and this will lead into possibly after No Mercy or even next week or whatever. Trick Williams versus Pete Dunne to keep him in, on screen in the ring.
And Wendy Chu beating Lola Vice. I mean, they're trying to do a little push there. Like, that's pretty good. I dig that.
I'm still disappointed though in how they're booking the OC.
I know.
Highly disappointed.
Just bring them up to the main roster and make a Bullet Club. You've got enough components. Like, throw it together. Yeah. Make it happen.
Well, they're joint with the SmackDown roster and NXT, I believe, but they probably won't use them in SmackDown until AJ's back.
Right.
Oh, I'm ready to talk about SmackDown. I have thoughts. Hang on, and do these minor ones real quick because I have thought. I've been waiting all weekend to talk about SmackDown.
Pete Dunne busy again.
So Pete Dunne on WWE Speed defeating Joaquin Wilde. Main event: Lyra Valkyria defeating Lola Vice. Dragunov defeating Dante Chen, which again, main event's like an NXT show now. And then over on Level Up, Jasmine Nix defeating Danny Palmer, and Stax and Luca defeating Tyson and Tyreek.
Yay.
Yeah, thoughts? Anything?
I'm surprised they didn't give Lola the win, seeing that was their hometown of Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Pete Dunne and Andrade for the Speed title. For what it's worth.
I'm surprised we didn't see Pete Dunne and All In. Like,
yeah.
He'll be on TNA.
Yeah, and then he shows up on TNA on Thursday.
That dude's putting in work.
SmackDown, he runs from under the ring. He's going to turn into like freaking Hornswoggle.
Oh.
And just show up everywhere.
He'll be on Level Up next against.
The funniest thing I literally just thought of this. Hornswoggle, literally, I think it was right after the pandemic when I was able to start driving out of Massachusetts and go to other states again. Nice. I was driving to Virginia and I was at the Vince Lombardi rest area on the Jersey Turnpike, and I'm walking in the bathroom and fucking Hornswoggle's walking out.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
I stopped and was like, holy shit. Kept on walking. I'm just like, that happened?
Well, a nice surprise.
I love driving during the pandemic. I went all over the place because there was no one on the roads.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I always tell people, like, it's like I miss it, but I don't miss it. Like,
oh no, I miss it. I ain't gonna lie.
I miss going to like our Walmart here did set hours that you could go to the store and you had to like reserve and stuff like that. Yep. I like going to places without crowds. I liked people having to stay 6 feet away. I was like Cartman with a little stick, like 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet. I didn't mind it. Like it was cool. I liked.
He's like, save room for Jesus.
Yeah, like I really I liked it. I mean, other than people dying sucked, obviously, but like
yeah, that's true.
Everything else, like I'm cool with it. Like
I had balls in the pandemic. I ain't gonna lie.
I didn't have to talk to people. I didn't have to deal with people. People had to stay away from me. What is there not to like?
Yeah, it was great. So when I was hearing news recently, I was reading about the monkeypox thing. I was like, oh,
can we get another lockdown? Let's go.
that's been flirted with a few times though, I believe already in the past few years.
Yeah, it was. The main thing I remember about lockdown was like right after it happened here was when Animal Crossing came out, and I remember like being glued to freaking Animal Crossing for like months. Those were the days. Okay, so I think that's everything from shows. I think that's everything from here. I don't have anything else for that. So SmackDown's the hot tamale. LA Knight retaining the U.S. title. Bianca, Jade, and Naomi, loving that team, defeating the Unholy Union and Blair Davenport. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens defeating A-Town Down Under. But the Bloodline defeating the Street Profits to retain the WWE Tag Team Championship. Okay, now we can finally talk about it. What do y'all think about the Bloodline story?
I saw the funniest freaking meme about the Bloodline the other day. They're like, somebody needs to really do an in-depth research on Tonga Loa's in-ring ability, because he literally wins tag team championships just by standing in the ring. Because he didn't do a damn thing, and now he's a tag team champion.
Why the hell did we even have Jacob Fatu in the match in the first place? If we're gonna do this, like, what are we doing?
I really hope.
Why did he stand like this for so long?
I mean, this has to be building to Jacob like taking over for Solo. Like, I mean, something. Like, give us something.
Yeah, it's saying he took away his championship and he's mad, and then he doesn't want to acknowledge Roman after he gets the little follow back. I could see that definitely happening. But the other thing, like, I don't get why you even had Jacob win that part of that team, because there's no reason to just say, oh, here you go, we're giving the belt to him. I don't like it.
Yeah. Am I the only one that's getting annoyed with him saying, I love you, Solo?
Yeah.
Freaking that's so getting annoying. I get those vibes from like The Rock back in the day in the feud with Rikishi. I did it for The Rock.
Oh god, I know.
Shut up, you thong wearing fatty.
But they're planting seeds with that for us, because that's what Solo said to Heyman and Jimmy before he attacked him. So I think they're planting the seed with that eventually when Jacob turns on Solo, I think.
The look that Jacob had when Solo said, give me the belt, like you could tell there's something there. It was kind of like, it brought me back to when Jay was going to turn on The Rock, or it was I think it was Jay at first. And it was just, it brought me back to that. It's like, okay, he's going to turn on Solo.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take anything to make this Bloodline story interesting. Like, if Roman's not going to be in it, like, give me something else, at least until they can finally finish that story out.
Yeah, I think we got it starting after the 13th when Roman comes back, and they're going to start building up to War Games.
Yeah,
I would love if they did, like, if they started with the 3 different versions of the Bloodline, The Rock, Roman, and Solo, and then they have like a 3-way match at War Games.
No. Okay. That would be different.
It's a little too much, though, to have all that and that short of thing, unless you're going to do something like I don't know, take the ropes out of the 2 rings and have them merge like that, because that's a lot. But I think when Roman's gone these next few weeks, he's going to take these few weeks to recruit maybe Jimmy, maybe bring back Jay, Sammy, maybe even bring Hikuleo and Tonga if he doesn't go to the other team, which I still think he'll go to the other team. We'll see some pickup in this come next month.
Yeah. They got to start building to it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. As much as I would love to see a 3-way match at War Games, I think they might be holding off on The Rock until after the new year.
Yeah. For Netflix,
for the road to WrestleMania to hype it up.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's gotta have a good payoff. I think it's gonna be Netflix. I think that's where we're gonna see The Rock. Like they want the big kahuna. They want something extravagant.
Yep. Now, outside of the bloodline on SmackDown, what do we think about Kevin Owens turning on, almost looking like he was going to turn on Cody?
Yeah, the red shirt even.
Yeah, and then it looked like he was going to hit him with the belt, but Cody turned around, so he walked over and handed it to him.
I'm all in for a KO heel turn. KO is best as a heel, and he's been a face long enough. Like they need to go ahead and turn him heel.
I love Kevin Owens. He looks at Cody and he's like, they don't have adrenaline in their veins. That had me dying. Kevin's hilarious.
He is
like to turn him heel, but I think that's the route they're going to go.
I just like him more as a heel. I mean, he just has that personality and like outside the ring, super cool guy. But when he's a heel, like he is on fire. Like that's what I want.
The thing about him, though, is I put him as a gimmick in the same category as Stone Cold. Because Stone Cold as a heel or a face, the fans were still cheering for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Kevin Owens is that versatile gimmick that could go either way because he's hilarious as a face. As a heel, he has that where he flips out all the time, like unhinged Kevin Owens.
Yeah, like with the Ezekiel story.
Yep, that was freaking amazing. And they dropped the ball because they could have had LA Knight be Ezekiel.
Yeah. We didn't even get to see Elrod. I was so disappointed.
With Kevin, if they turn him heel, they can get multiple matches out of this. And that'll delay that big feud between Randy and Cody till maybe even Crown Jewel, or we can even go farther to the Rumble to make it closer to WrestleMania.
You could do KO and RKO.
Yeah, and then Randy can have Cody's back and make it look like he's going against Kevin, and you could have that match that you were saying, and then after all that, Randy could turn on Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch that 90s show on Netflix?
Yes.
Did you see the Miz?
Was just on it. Yep, I saw that episode yesterday.
It's hilarious. Were you watching in the background where they had the people that were playing like Cactus Jack and like the Undertaker but it was, I guess, supposed to really be them at a convention, but like you could tell it was like Temu versions.
Yep.
WrestleCade.
Yeah. I was so excited when I saw it. My wife was like, "Is that the Miz?" I'm like, he wasn't a 90s there was no wrestler named Party Animal in the 90s. This is so inaccurate.
This is so inaccurate. Yep.
But they had the period accurate title belt to get signed. I was impressed that someone at Netflix did their homework.
It had WW, not WWF on it.
Oh, it had an E. I didn't even look that close.
Yep, it was just like it was a shop. It was one of the newer shop versions of the belt.
Ah, son of a butt.
Yep, I looked highly closely. I was like, are they going to use a WWF belt because it's in the 90s? And I looked, and it was a shop. It was one of the newer shop titles.
Yeah, we were watching on my laptop, so I didn't get to zoom in and see it. Oh, I'm disappointed. The Miz he let me down. He was on there. He would have known. Like, he should have looked at that belt and been like, yo, this is not accurate. If none of their technical people could say that, like, the Miz could have said that. Like, when he was signing it, like, yo, this is the wrong belt.
That would have been copyright infringement, though, because they still have that World Wildlife Federation copyright.
Oh, because then they couldn't have done it anyway.
Right.
So I guess nobody wins here.
Not
it's
even
so disappointing.
Everyone loses.
So when is No Mercy?
Next Saturday.
No, Bash and Berlin's on Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday is No Mercy. This Saturday is Bash and Berlin.
Okay, so they're not back to back. That's a bummer. That would have been a fun weekend.
I thought it was on a Sunday though.
No Mercy.
It's next weekend.
Is Saturday, August 31st, and Bash in Berlin is August 3rd. That's not right.
September 1st.
September 1st. So they are back to back then.
Oh wow!
Bash in Berlin is Saturday, and No Mercy is Sunday. If I'm reading this right.
Yeah, I believe so. Because they just didn't want to take it international. They like the back-to-back like they've been doing, but they just didn't want the NXT to spend extra money to have them go over there.
No. So
we get back-to-back pay-per-views because we got TNA on Friday and WWE and NXT.
So we'll have to do a preview TNA, WWE, and NXT. We'll do them all.
I'm down for sure.
Because do we have any crossovers for Emergence? I couldn't remember.
Riley Osborne's an Ultimate X.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So there is a crossover, so it's relevant. It's fine.
Wouldn't be surprised if Charlie Dempsey's on the card somewhere too. He's been on a lot of impacts recently.
Yeah.
That 8-man tag match is looking pretty cool. Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, but also like the Hardys. That's gonna be an interesting one.
What, against the System?
Yeah.
Yeah, JDC.
I'm in. I'm so in for that.
I don't think they announced that on the show yet, so they must be announcing that on Impact this upcoming Thursday.
It was announced on the TNA website on August 22nd. Let's see.
Did they tape Impact yet this week? Because I know Rich Swann got suspended, and he was supposed to have a X Division Championship match, I think it was.
Oh, Rich Swann.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So I didn't know if they were going to have the match or not.
I hope he gets help.
He's had some issues, yeah. He's definitely one who struggles. So yeah, I'm hoping that they'll be able to get him.
They need to with how since the Hardys are now in TNA, they need to have Jeff, since he's been doing good the last 2-3 years. They need to have him start mentoring some of these guys and saying, "Hey, this is what I did. Don't be like me."
Yeah,
especially TNA. He did so many bad things to TNA.
Yeah.
So
I am hoping that with them being in TNA, they'll get a good final run in WWE. Like, I mean, they're not. I don't know. I mean, never say never, but like they're not super old. So I mean, they could do a final run now, but I don't know. I don't see it happening anytime soon.
They're not super old, but Jeff's body has got to be done.
Yeah,
I see them finishing, probably getting a run in NXT since they've never won the NXT titles.
I think you could see them on the main roster when they revamp the tag divisions with the Motor City Machine Guns and the Lucha Bros, because that's just another good team to throw in there. You don't have to have them be at the top of the division, but that's a great way to pop either one of those teams up to get them at a higher rank to the fans' view in WWE.
Hey, when the Lucha Brothers finally come to WWE, at least the LWO will have gold at one point.
Has the Hardys have the Hardys faced the Lucha Brothers?
Yeah, and AEW.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah,
okay, because I know they've teamed with the Hardys because there was that 8-man match last year, but I don't remember if they've like faced each other. I'm sure they have at some point.
Lucha Brothers are 100% coming to WWE if they were not at all in yesterday.
Yeah,
because that should have been them and Pac winning the Trios Championships. Instead, they put together him with a few Blackpool Combat Club members.
I was saying the same thing to my friend when we watched it this morning. I was like, "This shows that the Lucha Brothers are going to WWE because they already split them up."
Yeah, you know it's coming,
and it's already almost September, and that's when the rumors were that their contracts are up.
But the question is, do they go to the LWO or Legado del Fantasma?
I hope they come in, they don't join one of those factions and freaking feud with both of them. That would be awesome.
Well, they might do what Andrade did too, because this isn't confirmed, but I was hearing that he said they were starting him off to feud with Legado there, because he had the thing at WrestleMania with Legado and LWO, and he's like, yeah, nah, I see the memes online, all this stuff. I'm not going to do that. I don't know if it's true or not, but the Lucha Bros, they could have the same stance on that too. It's like, hey, if we're signing with you, we're going to remain our same or start our own faction. We're not just joining either one of the South American stables.
Yeah, I think that's. I think that's only fair. Like, and I like that people are able to keep their own names now. Like Ricochet showing up in AEW as Ricochet, like that was cool. But he had Ricochet before, so
yeah, he owns the rights to that.
So that's his already. But...
Well, now WWE's contracts with TKO, wrestlers can use their names anywhere now after they leave. So I was still hoping Ricochet was going to come back as Prince Puma.
I was waiting for the Irish one, the Rick O'Shea. Ever since I saw that meme, that's the one I've been hoping for.
Comes out dancing like friggin' the Irish lad, Becky Lynch.
That would have been appropriate at Wembley too, seeing how in Wales they kept calling it England. He could have gone over as a heel immediately, said, "I love showing up here in Ireland."
Oh, that would have been great.
I was relieved to see Becky not show up though. That was like the one thing that I had on my bingo card for that night. Like I was like, if she's gonna show up, it's gonna be like at this show. So
yeah,
it didn't happen. So that's a good sign. I think she's gonna be one of those who's perpetually like forever WWE. Like Seth Rollins is probably never gonna go anywhere. I think she's like locked in.
Yeah.
I don't get why Nigel McGuinness did not win that Casino Gauntlet match if Bryan won the championship. What are we doing giving Christian Cage that match? Because I understand why they did it to further that story and pull a quick one on the fans when they thought Luchasaurus was going to turn on him. But he's back in ring. We all wanted to see Nigel versus Bryan this time around if he didn't get the championship. We need to see that match before his championship runs over, unless he costs him the championship and we do it after. I just don't get the booking behind that.
Yeah, speaking of spoilers for those who, well, no, it's way past.
Yeah.
So Christian winning was so weird. Like that made no sense.
That was one of those things that I did not understand. I was like, why?
Yeah. And Nigel looked good.
Oh, phenomenal. Yeah.
Ricochet looked really good in that match too. Yeah. Like there was a few ways that match could have went, but Christian coming out was stupid.
And they're going to tie it into, a few weeks ago he said he was going to go for all the championships. So it's just lazy booking, and they're starting to get better. Like this build to All In was much better than last year, but there's just too many examples of lazy booking over there.
I'm waiting on Christian to show up over and come back to WWE and do a storyline with Dom and Ray. Like it demands it. We have to have it.
I want to see Edge come back into WWE and feud with the Judgment Day.
Oh, he's going to show up and be like, I have to destroy my creation.
That's if he doesn't do too many more crazy spots like he did at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, shattering his ankle for his fucking no stupid reason.
That was crazy.
We're going to see Edge and Christian show up in TNA, and then they'll be able to cross over to WWE, and then they'll finish their careers in a match against the Hardys in a TLC match. They'll be like 60 years old, but by God, it's going to be glorious.
Career versus career match.
Yeah.
Seriously. It'll end in a double so that they can all quit. Yeah. So tonight, we already talked about
on a full match.
It was already Chad Gable and Uncle Howdy. I see number one contenders match starts tonight.
The tournament. They got the whole tournament.
Yeah. So it says check social media outlets for who's competing. I haven't seen if that's out yet.
Yeah, it did. I forgot who it was though.
Braun Strowman versus Bronson Reed. Is that part of the IC title tournament? If not, they should definitely make it.
No more contender matches.
No, because the two matches for the IC title number one contender it's two triple threat matches.
Oh, great.
It is. Okay, so Pete Dunne, The Miz, and Xavier Woods. And then Jey Uso, Kofi Kingston, and Karrion Kross in the other one.
That's what it was.
course, it's triple threat matches.
Who were the first three?
Of course, it is.
It's the first one was Kofi Kingston. No,
Pete Dunne, The Miz, and Xavier Woods in the first one, and the second one is Jey Uso, Kofi Kingston, and Karrion Kross. So Xavier and Kofi could end up facing each other.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh,
because they're on other sides of those triple threat matches.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
It'll probably end up. I mean, it'll probably end up being like Miz and Jey Uso or something predictable. I bet, but I would like that booking very much. So that would be very good.
So how the hell is this tournament working if we're starting off with triple threats? Would they move on to triple threats? Are they going to be singles matches after this? Or
there's only 2 matches.
Just those 2 triple threat matches.
Yeah. So I wonder if the winners are going to face each other for the number 1 contendership.
Then why are we calling this a tournament? I really don't understand.
It's not a tournament.
Yeah.
It's barely a tournament.
Yeah. Well, anything where the winners go on to face each other could be considered a tournament. So,
yeah, that's true.
I know. I wonder when they go on to finish the match. Because Bash in Berlin is like 5 days away. So surely those 2 winners will face each other at the end of the night, maybe.
I don't know. Unless they're just going to do this and then wait for the next pay-per-view, let them feud for a little bit.
Yeah, probably, because Bad Blood's what, 4 weeks? Yeah, probably 4.5, 5 weeks after.
Yeah. So
they could even just have the match on a regular Raw.
We're also getting Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman tonight.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll get a ring-breaking spot. We haven't had a good one of those in a while.
They're strapped for time so much towards the end of the show. I don't know if they'll do that.
Holy shit.
Make it the main event.
Yeah.
Did anyone not realize that we don't have a single main roster pay-per-view in September?
Yeah. It's not until October 6th, Bad Blood.
October 5th, yeah.
Yeah.
August 31st, Bash in Berlin, and then the next pay-per-view is Bad Blood October 5th. That's the first time in how many years 1 month has not had a pay-per-view.
Dang.
Nothing. And they're doing it in January too because the Royal Rumble is not till February this year.
Well, technically they'll say there was because No Mercy's on the 1st.
But main roster though.
Yeah, but we don't have any in March ever.
I wonder if they'll do that WWE Day 1 in January.
I wonder.
Sure. Yeah, New Year's Revolution.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah,
WWE Day 1 is they're doing it as a Raw show next year. It's in San Diego.
Yeah, that's what it was this year too.
Yeah. And then SmackDown is getting New Year's Revolution. Really? NXT is getting New Year's Evil.
Evil, yep, just like this.
Oh, I was like, wait, I feel like I've seen this show before.
I don't know if they've announced all of next year's yet.
Yeah. They usually announce them around the Rumble.
Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah.
The only thing they have scheduled for next year really is the Rumble and WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I'm trying to remember when the SummerSlam one is. I bet Netflix will do a special. Like, if they're kicking off 2025, surely Netflix is going to do some kind of.
They've got to do it. Calling it Day 1 would be perfect too.
Yeah. The Day 1 is on Netflix because that's when it goes over, I think.
Yeah, it starts January 2025.
Are they actually
so,
going to do it? Do another Day 1 though, like themed show?
I don't know. Maybe
they could just perfect Day 1 on Netflix. You get the Usos involved. Day 1-ish. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I guess let's regroup here in a couple days, like Wednesday or Thursday, and we can do TNA and the 2 main roster shows, or the main roster and the NXT show. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
sure.
Cool. So that gives us something to look forward to.
I'll sim everything on WWE 2K24 ahead of time.
Go ahead and run it through and see what happens.
Yep.
Do you have a Joe Hendry?
I do.
Okay.
So yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was hoping for was that TNA would get a video game now, because their last one was not the best. I don't know if you played that or not, but like
the greatest wrestling game ever.
Now that they're making another go at it, though, like I think it'd be pretty cool. Like they're making a pretty nice go of it. Or in the next one, since they have the partnership, have TNA in the WWE 2K25 game. So yeah, more talent.
I want to see a TNA game made by the creators of the Backyard Wrestling game.
No, good God. There goes the neighborhood.
Yep.
I like the engine they used in the AEW game. Like, if they could use that for other games, I'd be so happy. I love that game so much. I play it all the time.
They need to do WWE 2K25 in the style of the original WrestleMania side scroller for NES.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm down. Or use the what was the one before they went all 3D? It was on the first PlayStation. Was it Warzone, I think, where they had the like texture mapped faces, like they had the wrestlers' faces like slammed in. Oh man, that was so bad.
They were terrible. Raw is War. Those games were trash. You needed to freaking know like the periodic table of elements and everything that have to do with the freaking Pythagorean theorem just to do a freaking chokehold.
Yeah, the moves were so complex. I had like a little sheet there, like you would have with Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, of like the different moves. Yeah, the system was so whack.
You could punch and kick and do lockups, but you didn't know the button combinations. You couldn't even do a drop toe hold. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah, exactly. So it was definitely one of those games, kind of like with Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, where you would lock up and just be like, like mash the controller, like what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got. You guys got anything before we say goodnight? Goodbye. See you.
No.
Yeah, no, it's about it. Just when we were talking earlier about the specials, can't forget that we got 4 NBC specials coming up next year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting ready for WWE is Pete Dunne this week.
Raw is Pete.
Raw is Butch. Let's go.
And NXT and Speed and Main Event and SmackDown
and Dynamite and Collision and Rampage
and Dark and everything else.
Yeah. I think I saw him advertise for Stardom next week.
Oh, yeah, it goes back to Butch.
Yep.
They just sent out an email. Let's see. Yeah, we already discussed all these. Judgment Day will be there.
Randy Orton will be there.
Yeah, we already saw all this. Okay, nothing new. Cool. Well, I guess that's going to be everything for us this week. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for stopping by for another episode. And we will be back in a few days to do a preview of the upcoming pay-per-views coming up, including a TNA one, which will be a first for us. So come back and see us, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday. We'll post on social media when we're going to be back. So we'll see you soon. And thanks for joining us. Thanks for being